Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. The Universe Masters were all thrilled to see Shock Demon Ancestor show up. Demon Ancestor. Demon Ancestor. They all shouted and tried to resist the attacks from the human race. They were in agony. One of them had died because of Luo Feng's move, which drove them back to the original universe. Yet in the original universe, they were too far from Dream Demon Ancestor. Shock Demon Ancestor moved slowly and glanced at the humans. At the same time, its body started to show an enormous amount of godly power and formed small, strange beasts. These strange beasts roared and resisted the attacks from the humans. Tumbling waves showed up in the sky, which came from a pinnacle domain-type true treasure, Mo Water River. However, they were immediately shattered by Golden Country and Snow Sand Ocean. Huh! Shock Demon Ancestor looked into the distance. In the distance, a giant silver wing covered half of the sky, and its owner was that young human man. The young man glanced at Shock Demon Ancestor. Shock Demon Ancestor, he said, "This is my place. If you don't have a domain-type supreme true treasure, don't even bother." Luo Feng. Shock Demon Ancestor stayed there while the Universe Masters, who were severely injured, fled into the palace-type true treasures. They hadn't dared to flee before, as they feared that the pinnacle palace-type true treasure would be sucked into Black Prison Tower. However, Shock Demon Ancestor had now appeared, so they could simply enter the palace and recover first. After all, they had all prepared some precious valuables to cope with the dangers for this war, and they could recover their bodies in a short time. "I thought you lost your wing, Luo Feng." Shock Demon Ancestor gazed at Luo Feng. Luo Feng smirked. "I got it back. Naturally. A human who got the inheritance of Duandong River must be incredible." Shock Demon Ancestor looked relaxed, yet he was observing the situation. Regardless of the circumstances, the Universe Masters had hidden themselves, while he and Dream Demon Ancestor were safe. But suddenly, Shock Demon Ancestor was shocked. Supreme True Treasure, Black Prison Tower. And the manipulator is Darkness Master. Darkness Master is a human. Darkness Master, Penggong Master, and Luo Feng, all of them had powers at top tier level 6, which was the maximum power in the original universe. "I have my wing, so I'm in control of the domain. Are you disappointed?" Luo Feng stood in space, and his voice was transmitted throughout the domain. "Penggong, Darkness, let's fight together and let that old guy Shockhorn know our power." "Ha ha, okay. Kill." Penggong rushed forward while Darkness Master controlled Black Prison Tower, whose power surged and turned into gleaming white light, striking at Shock Demon Ancestor. "Kill. Kill that old demon ancestor. Crush his shell." The 12 Universe Masters attacked at the same time. Dream Demon Ancestor was infuriated after seeing Shock Demon Ancestor being attacked by humans so relentlessly. Although it was easy for Shock Demon Ancestor to resist the attacks, he could only wield power at top tier level 6, so he was actually being bullied. "Damn humans." Dream Demon Ancestor roared and sped up. She wanted to get around Luo Feng, and she was too fast for Luo Feng to stop her. The giant silver wing suddenly shook, and turned into a huge blade of light, sweeping across space and time, and turned into a black miniature universe, covering Dream Demon Ancestor. Suddenly, the black miniature universe exploded. A giant silver snake burst easily out of the miniature universe. "Do you think you can stop me without a supreme true treasure?" Dream Demon Ancestor glared coldly at Luo Feng, then turned into a phantom, and rushed toward Shock Demon Ancestor. "I don't have enough godly power." Luo Feng shook his head. "I was using the blade technique of a Universe Supreme Master. Shawu Wing is slightly weaker, so I can only use the power at top tier level 5. Luo Feng shook his wing and flew toward the two ancestors. Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor gathered. The giant silver snake and the sawtooth-shelled strange beast remained in the area. They could defend themselves against all the attacks from the humans. Their defense power is too strong. Dream Demon Ancestor has a supreme true treasure armor. As for that Shock Demon Ancestor, although he doesn't have a supreme true treasure armor, he's naturally good at defense, especially in the original universe. He can defend himself easily without any supreme true treasures. The humans immediately realized the problem. No matter how they hit the two ancestors, they couldn't injure them. However, if they wanted to escape, they could certainly achieve that, given their speed. Inside the virtual universe, in front of huge Axe Godly Palace. What should we do? Both of those demon ancestors are universe supreme masters, so we can't do anything to them. I think we should retreat. We've already achieved our goal of killing a universe master, and catching two universe masters. They suffered a great loss, and when the news spreads, those inferior powers will be intimidated. The prison race, the crystal race, and the lone universe supreme masters won't rush to attack us again. Retreat. The universe masters sat beside the bench and voiced their opinions. Boat of Mausoleum, said Luo Feng suddenly. Everyone turned silent. Are you sure you want to use that, Luo Feng? Peng Gong Master asked. Peng Gong Master was hesitant. So was Darkness Master. The other universe masters were confused, as they didn't know what Luo Feng meant by saying Boat of Mausoleum. They all knew that Boat of Mausoleum was a ship without any weapons to attack the outside. Only after the enemies entered Boat of Mausoleum would they know that the attack techniques equipped. However, everyone in Universe Ocean knew how terrifying it was, so nobody would enter it. Luo Feng. Ice Mountain Master asked. Luo Feng has a trump card, said Darkness Master. You'll find out later, brother. Do you really think it's time to perform it now, Luo Feng? Don't you want to wait until next time? I can perform it again next time, said Luo Feng. After all, the demon race will suffer a great loss. They won't tell the automaton race, or the bug race about this trump card. They will want others to suffer losses as well. Okay. Okay. Darkness Master and Peng Gong Master both nodded. What should we do? Asked Peng Gong Master. The universe masters from the demon race are hiding in that pinnacle palace type true treasure. We'll lure them out, said Luo Feng. Darkness Master and Peng Gong Master exchanged eye contact. Listen, said Darkness Master. When we're fighting. Just when the great beings had slight traces of their minds communicating with each other in the virtual universe, Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor started to make serious attacks after a short conversation. Go. Shock Demon Ancestor growled. All of a sudden, a giant black cone showed up. It was the supreme true treasure of Shock Demon Ancestor. It looked like the tip of Shock Demon Ancestor. Normally, that cone was merged with the tip of the tail so that it could be used as armor for protection. Shock Demon Ancestor was skilled in close combat. Now, he used that cone as a spiritual force weapon for even quicker combat. Crush Domain Cone formed a storm made by crushed space fragments. It was extremely quick. Crush Domain Cone hit Black Prison Tower. Black Prison Tower rolled back, while Crush Domain Cone continued toward Peng Gong Master, after neutralizing the shockwave. Suddenly, Dream Demon Ancestor opened his mouth. Damn human. A green phantom flew out and charged toward Peng Gong Master. Stop it. Stop that Crush Domain Cone. The universe masters from the human race hit Crush Domain Cone at the same time. However, the cone and the green phantom still flew toward Peng Gong Master, as if there were no resistance. Peng Gong Master bounced away regardless of his resistance. Annihilate. One green phantom and one black storm. They swept toward the 12 human universe masters and Darkness Master. Darkness Master drove Black Prison Tower and flew toward them. Black Prison Tower resisted the green phantom, but the black storm formed by Crush Domain Cone swept across the human universe masters. Stop them. Father. They were all trying to protect themselves. Fortunately, the 17 universe masters were all making attacks and resisted the power of the green phantom. Only Ice Mountain Master at the front was injured. The green phantom stopped. It was a green shuttle. Back. Go. Retreat. At the side of the Black Pyramid, the Universe Masters all flew into Black Prison Tower, as did Darkness Master. The Black Pyramid, Peng Gong Master, and Luo Feng started to flee like three streaks of light. Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor, who were the two supreme beings within the demon race, couldn't just let the human go. They had lost 3 Universe Masters, which was a tremendous loss. Ever since the demon race arose, they hadn't suffered from such a defeat, especially right in front of their faces. Do you really think you can run away? Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor turned into phantoms at the same time, and flew 100 times faster than light. Dream Demon Ancestor became a silver snake and stopped the human. At that moment, Universe Masters showed up beside Shock Demon Ancestor. They were the 9 Universe Masters who had been injured. Encircle the human. Shock Demon Ancestor ordered. Yes. Damn humans. All the Universe Masters besides Shock Demon Ancestor started their attacks. Illusions, soul attacks, and spiritual force weapon attacks. Even Luo Feng, Darkness Master, and Peng Gong Master found it difficult to resist them. Even though 3 of the Universe Masters were gone, they were the weakest ones. Now, the Demon Universe Masters cooperated and attacked, and it was horrifying. The space particles formed a black storm, and the tip was crushed domain cone. The green phantom rushed forward. God damn it. Dream Demon Ancestor turned into a phantom as well. An oval palace true treasure appeared above the humans. The crystal was floating and swallowing them. The demon race had already tried everything. If any humans got careless, they would be sucked in and sealed. Ha ha. You can't compare to us when it comes to seal-type true treasures. Darkness Master waved his hands, and a streak of black light appeared, flying toward the demon race. It got larger and became an enormous black pyramid, while an abyss extended out from the bottom of the pyramid. Its substantial swallowing power hit the demon race. Be careful. Shock Demon Ancestor transmitted his voice. Don't leave my protection area. Yes. Yes. Sky Wolf and Mo who were sucked in because we were encircled. The Demon Universe Masters weren't scared at all. Even without Shock Demon Ancestor, they could resist the swallowing power as long as they cooperated, not to mention being protected by Shock Demon Ancestor. Human Universe Masters appeared at the edge of the abyss at the bottom of Black Prison Tower. Demon Race. Die, Demon Race. Ice Mountain Master, Long Yang Master, and the others rushed toward the abyss and attacked, including Darkness Master. There were 13 of them, and there were 17 godly bodies. 9 godly bodies attacked the Demon Universe Masters, and 8 godly bodies attacked Shock Demon Ancestor. Humph. Shock Demon Ancestor's godly power evaporated and turned into countless strange beasts, resisting the attacks. At the same time, he drove Crushed Domain Cone to hit Black Prison Tower. Under the swallowing power of Black Prison Tower and the attacks from Human Universe Masters, even he had difficulties. The Black Storm hit Black Prison Tower, causing Crushed Domain Cone to roll in the particles. Black Prison Tower was blasted away too, and the Human Universe Masters had to stop attacking. Luo Feng and Peng Gong Master were holding Blood Shadow Blade and Yang Jun Rod, as they fought Dream Demon Ancestor. Luo Feng's Blood Shadow Blade was incredibly sharp, while Yang Jun Rod was heavy. Even Dream Demon Ancestor, who used all his techniques, he was still suppressed. Luo Feng's Blood Shadow Blade hit the tail of Dream Demon Ancestor again. Go. Luo Feng waved his hands. Boat of Mausoleum showed up in the sky, which raced toward Shock Demon Ancestor. Useless. Shock Demon Ancestor led the 9 Universe Masters and dodged that boat easily. The disadvantage of Boat of Mausoleum was already well known. Although it was unbreakable, it couldn't attack. Black Prison Tower sank, and the 13 Universe Masters, totaling 17 godly bodies, started to make attacks as Black Prison Tower pressed down. Get away. Shock Demon Ancestor controlled Crushed Domain Cone and resisted it. At that moment, a blast resounded. Shock Demon Ancestor didn't even care about that. Instead, it dodged the boat. Boat of Mausoleum swept across the Demon Universe Masters, and the Universe Masters, being attacked by 7 bodies, were all sucked into Boat of Mausoleum. Boat of Mausoleum flew away. Shock Demon Ancestor and the remaining 3 Demon Universe Masters were all dazed, then infuriated. No! Shock Demon Ancestor roared. Human, human, human. Forbidden Master, Blood Chisel Master, and Scorched Catfish Master were also furious. Shock Demon Ancestor drew the remaining 3 Universe Masters back to the Pinnacle Palace, and it sped up, rushing toward Boat of Mausoleum. Shock Demon Ancestor had fully lost his mind. He even forgot that he couldn't break Boat of Mausoleum. Dream Demon Ancestor realized what had happened. No. Human, human. Dream Demon Ancestor cried and sped up, charging at Boat of Mausoleum. Peng Gong Master, Luo Feng, and Darkness Master looked at each other and smiled. No. 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 Shock Demon Ancestor caught Boat of Mausoleum immediately. He drove Crush Domain Cone to hit Boat of Mausoleum, turning the space around him into particles. The shock even extended to the interlayers. Shock Demon Ancestor and Crush Domain Cone kept hitting the boat. Break, break, break. Shock Demon Ancestor was furious and regretful. The mix of those 2 emotions made him attack Boat of Mausoleum again and again madly. Dream Demon Ancestor was also furiously hitting Boat of Mausoleum. However, neither of them could stop the boat. Shock Demon Ancestor transmitted his voice to the 3 Universe Masters in the palace. What happened? I only felt a mighty mind shock. In the palace, Forbidden Master and the other 2 were sitting on the plane, as they hadn't recovered from what just happened. They heard the voice of Shock Demon Ancestor resound on the plane. We were attacked by the human Universe Masters. We put all our efforts and we didn't have any other defense, said Forbidden Master as he lowered his head. His eyes were gleaming with a furious golden light. Boat of Mausoleum flew toward us, and suddenly, a terrific mind shock hit us. Blood Chisel Master, Scorch's Catfish Master, and I had powerful minds, so we could stay conscious and resisted that swallowing power. I also saw it. A strange beast with bloody scales on it said, the gate of Boat of Mausoleum was open when it flew toward us, giving out an incomparably powerful mind shock. Besides, we were attacked by the human Universe Masters, and beneath that shock, even I could just barely stay conscious. As for the others, they instantly lost control and got sucked in. Mind shock. Did the human race bring the black-striped stone pillar in? Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor stopped attacking, as they couldn't do anything to Boat of Mausoleum. Damn it. Dream Demon Ancestor couldn't have been angrier. We brought 12 Universe Masters this time. The most powerful 2, Forbidden and Blood Chisel, resisted it. Scorched Catfish had a powerful mind. 5 of the Universe Masters have multiple bodies, so they'll self-destruct soon to save their lives. We lost 6 Universe Masters this time. And lots of true treasures. Dream Demon Ancestor and Shocked Demon Ancestor were furious. There were 12 of them, 1 of whom was killed, and 8 were captured. Fortunately, 3 of them could self-destruct and flee. Boat of Mausoleum flew into the distance, followed by Black Prison Tower. The humans are all hiding in Black Prison Tower. What should we do? Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor couldn't do anything about it. It would be a waste of time to hit Black Prison Tower. They could only see the gate open again, while they didn't dare to fly in. Black Prison Tower flew into the gate. Within the main hall of the Boat of Mausoleum. Satisfaction. Such satisfaction. The demons may not even have the chance to lament now, and to think they can take advantage of us when we are weak. They must be gritting their teeth out of abhorrence for us now, and they must be filled with unwillingness. Ha ha, the more they abhor us, the better it is, let them hate us all they want. Ha ha. In the main hall were Luo Feng, Peng Gong Master, Darkness Master, Long Yang Master, Ice Mountain Master, Qing Dong Master. All 15 Universe Masters were gathered, and all of them were incredibly exhilarated and excited. Look! Look at those two demon ancestors. Remote Lord Master pointed outside. There were no obstructions hindering their view from the internal walls of the hall inside, or the cabin walls of the boat of Mausoleum, so Luo Feng, and his company of universe masters, could easily look out at the starlit sky outside. From where they were, they could see far into the distance, where a gigantic silver snake and a beast with a serrated shell were entrenched in a spot amidst the starlit sky. Apparently, these two demon ancestors were looking over at the same time, and their eyes were filled with the flames of endless, burning rage. Hatred. Anger. Ha! Luo Feng and his group of humans, who were all higher-ups of the race, laughed even more heartily than before. This war was turning out to be better than expected. Luo Feng, how many did we catch? I vaguely saw that beside Shock Demon Ancestor, only 3 remained, and you have caught 6 of them. Are they still alive? Qing Dong Master asked. Out of the 6 universe masters I caught, 3 had other bodies, Luo Feng said with a smile. The other 3 self-destructed right away, after regaining consciousness. There are 3 remaining. There are 3 with you, Darkness Master said. In my black prison tower, there are 2, adding on the one you killed. This time around, the demons lost a whopping total of 6 universe masters, and also quite a sizable number of true treasures. 6. TSK. What pinnacle race has lost 6 universe masters in one go before? This is something that has no precedence. Before Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor, we have caused them a loss of 6 universe masters. The other groups of powers who are a notch less capable will certainly not dare to make any rash moves now. This was a matter of course. Like the Thorn Ring Alliance, 9 Territories Alliance, and some other alliances, they probably only had a total of 20 to 30 universe masters. Even when all the powers of the higher-ups within the alliance were put together, they might not even be comparable to the demons. Merely 2 universe supreme masters from the demons would be powerful enough to wipe out the entire group of universe masters. Even the demons had to lose 6 universe masters. What if the Thorn Ring Alliance were to fight the humans? In just one confrontation alone, would they not lose as many as 10 to 20 universe masters? The other races were shaken by the news they heard, and did not dare to intervene in this war. So a large batch of mediocre groups would not intervene recklessly. In fact, throughout the entire original universe, the total groups, including mediocre powers, scattered powers, and some others, was the majority of the original universe's total. They might not be so powerful when they stood alone, but collectively, they did add to the overwhelming number. Luo Feng, how did you manage to do it? What happened? Yes, Luo Feng. How could the boat of Mausoleum catch hold of 6 universe masters at one go? Long Yang Master, Deserted Mirror Master, Void Gold Master, and the rest were all filled with curiosity and questions. You all want to know. Luo Feng's gaze swept over every single one of the universe masters there. They all nodded. Of course, they wanted to know how vicious this method was, to catch hold of so many universe masters at one go. Of course, they wanted a glimpse of that effective method that Luo Feng had used, and since Luo Feng could tell Darkness Master and Peng Gong Master about his strategy earlier on, this must not have been some despicable, underhanded method. Don't regret it, Luo Feng said teasingly. What is there to regret? Long Yang Master looked dubious. You all will know in a while. Darkness Master, Peng Gong Master, and Luo Feng looked at one another, then laughed. With a wave, Luo Feng said, look carefully. The doors of the main hall opened automatically, and a group of universe masters turned to look toward the door. A short moment later, a bout of incomparably strong willpower suddenly enshrouded the group. At that moment, some were forced to their knees with their bodies trembling, such as Remote Lord Master, while the majority of the other universe masters all wore terrible expressions. Only Ice Mountain Master and a few others were able to resist the impact. As quickly as it came, the willpower vanished into thin air, and these universe masters were able to recover completely. An impact of willpower. Such a strong impact of willpower. What treasure is this? The universe masters were still in shock, yet they could not help asking questions. Darkness Master, who was standing to the side, said, "For most of you, your willpower is not strong enough, so you are unable to get near that treasure at all." Luo Feng nodded. "That treasure is in another place along the corridor of the boat of Mausoleum, a distance of tens of thousands of kilometers away from here. I have removed the protective cover over it just now, so you all felt the impact of its willpower. If that treasure were to be placed before you all, those whose willpower is able to meet the limit of a universe master would be fine. Others, I'm afraid, might not be able to shoulder the impact. The even weaker ones might lose consciousness. It's really that impressive. Meeting the limit of a universe master in order to safely arrive before this treasure. Long Yang Master, Ice Mountain Master, Deserted Mirror Master, and all the others were aghast. The impact of this willpower was simply overbearing. Luo Feng laughed. The impact of the willpower of that drop of godly blood might be spread out in all directions, but even so, one's willpower had to meet the limit of a universe master's willpower in order to stand safely before it. If one could restrain and restrict the entire impact of its willpower in one direction, it could sweep up all the great beings below the willpower of a universe supreme being. This was definitely an extremely terrifying weapon. It was not easy to find a vessel that carried pure godly blood. True treasures like Shawu Wings and Star Tower could. And the boat of Mausoleum could do the same. Furthermore, it could seal off the impact of willpower. I know, Luo Feng. Once the cabin doors of your boat of Mausoleum open, there will be a sudden impact of willpower surging out for sure. Remote Lord Master stood up and lamented with a sigh, "That group of universe masters is originally under our joint attack, be it illusionary or otherwise. For them to suddenly experience the impact of such strong willpower, I'm afraid those with weaker willpower will be knocked senseless, and even those with willpower meeting the limit of a universe master, because they are also under attack, they too will probably be affected. Only those whose willpower has met the level of a universe supreme master can be fully confident. With the supplementary help of a Pinnacle Palace true treasure suction power, there is really not much resistance they can put up. In a moment, they can be sucked in. Yes, that is why only Prohibition Master, Blood Chisel Master, and Scorched Catfish Master managed to escape." Luo Feng sighed. When there was war, those destined to be caught were those who were weaker. The powerful ones were more difficult to apprehend. After they relished in the moment of celebration, it was soon time to part. "Let's go back to the primal secret region." "You all go ahead," Luo Feng said. "I will stay behind to control this boat of Mausoleum, and end this once and for all." Everyone nodded, including Darkness Master. At the same time, hazy black light rays appeared within the main hall, just like how Luo Feng could make use of God Country transportation to get within Star Tower. This was the same concept. If Luo Feng, as the master of this boat of Mausoleum, was not obstructed by anything, he could certainly make use of God Country transportation. And this was the safest transportation ground. If he was somewhere outside, the two demon ancestors filled with endless rage would probably attack him. Amidst the hazy black light rays, Darkness Master, Pengong Master, Longyang Master, Void Gold Master, and the rest in the group all looked at Luo Feng. All were nodding or smiling. Faintly, on the other end of God Country transportation, they could see that vast God Country world. Then everyone disappeared. In the virtual universe, at the apex of Thunder Island, Luo Feng went to meet his teacher. Great victory. Primal Chaos City leader closely followed the situation of the war and how it progressed. The moment he saw Luo Feng, his emotions ran high. "Well done. This turned out much better than we planned. This way, the situation the human race is in will improve." "Yes." Luo Feng nodded. "Teacher, shall I then follow our original plan and start negotiating with the demons?" "Yes, go ahead." Primal Chaos City leader nodded. "I hope the demons know when to back off. They better not let greed get the better of them." "All right." Luo Feng nodded. Inside the boat of Mausoleum, Luo Feng sat on his throne in the main hall as he sighed with relief. First step. Not bad at all. Luo Feng said to himself. At least we humans are no longer in such a desperate situation. Initially, what he was most afraid of was that when the humans were defeated, other races who feared losing out, because they were a bit slower, would all rush over to attack them. Then almost all the groups in the entire original universe would be rampaging their way toward the humans. That would have been a truly desperate situation. The humans would have had to give up all of their territory and retreat fully into the primal universe. What would their future be like then? Great beings would rise after they had gone through the grueling life and death honing processes. And if they became public enemies of the original universe, then all the powers in Universe Ocean would certainly lay siege on them. Then the human force would not be able to make any advances, and would be stuck in an even worse predicament. They are all gone. It's only me here. Luo Feng rose to his feet. Staying behind alone was because, firstly, with everyone else gone, there had to be someone left behind to control the boat of Mausoleum. Secondly, there had to be a final closing negotiation. With one deliberate movement, the boat of Mausoleum vanished into thin air while Luo Feng appeared amid the quiet, starlit sky. Contrary to what the humans were feeling, the two demon ancestors, watching the boat of Mausoleum from afar, were filled with rage, reluctance, and shame. They were going mad. Their shame morphed into anger, with various feelings becoming entangled in a complex mix of emotions. This loss was unprecedented for the demons, and the two ancestors felt guilty in the eyes of the other demon universe masters. The impact of that willpower, just what treasure is that? Dream Demon Ancestor said via voice transmission. Within the universe, there may be some items that carry evil air or impact of willpower, but those impacts are usually very weak. Most are not even worthy of an undying level. Treasures that could impact those at the level of universe knights are even fewer in number. But that human race actually owned a treasure with willpower that can exert an impact strong enough to bring our universe masters to the verge of breaking point. Never heard of it, Shock Demon Ancestor said in a low voice. Maybe it is inside that boat of Mausoleum. After all, that boat of Mausoleum was left behind by Duandong River. The loss by our clan this time around, Dream Demon Ancestor's eyes were filled with dissatisfaction. Loss? Of course, we must remedy our loss. Shock Demon Ancestor stared hard at the boat of Mausoleum in the distance. The boat of Mausoleum vanished into thin air. In its place was a man of the human race, who stood amid the starlit sky. With a pair of silver wings and a stone blade slung across his back, he walked over while saying, "Shock Demon Ancestor, Dream Demon Ancestor, do you want your 5 demon universe masters back alive?" This video will end here.